Hello everyone, my name is Kofi Bamfo and welcome to my channel. If God is everything, everywhere, all at once, and we are included in that framework as human beings, then that means we are the mirror and reflection of God through the human experience. Like I said last week, the one has no awareness of itself. It is not conscious of itself, but through the reflection of existence, the mirror of all that is, it is made aware of itself. It is conscious of itself through the different consciousness of the many. You and me are conscious. We are made self-aware. Anything that is alive is consciousness. Animals, plants, trees, and even bacteria has consciousness. It might not be the same kind of consciousness you and I express. Nevertheless, it is self-aware from its unique perspective. Speaking of unique perspective, we have been taught for thousands of years and is embedded in our religion and our societies that the Creator is separate from the creation and that not everything is of God. The obvious one being the negativity. Like I stated before, God is every perspective. The evolution of God is the perspective of the you, me, and the many. God knows itself to be the all through the experience of everyone, everywhere, every how, every way, every dimension, every realm, everywhere. God expands or evolves from the experience of existence. So when it comes to negativity, that is a perspective of existence. Now, I understand that religion says that God hates the negative. God condemns the negative. God judges the negative. Well, that's not completely true. That's a perspective from the negative aspect of God, because judgment, condemnation, and hate are a byproduct of negativity. One of the mechanisms of the negative consciousness is to do everything in its power to keep you in negativity, including convincing you that it's not actually negative, that it's positive. From the perspective of the negative consciousness of God, it doesn't matter if you know or have faith in the positive consciousness of God. As long as it can keep you buying into the idea of judgment or condemnation or hate, then it's got you in its grip. Like in Judeo-Christianity, it's taught to buy into or have faith in the negative consciousness of God, the judgmental God, the God who kills his enemies with the sword, the vindictive God, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord, the jealous God, he's jealous over his people, the God that pours out his wrath on his enemies. These are the qualities of the negative aspect of God. Remember, the quality of negativity is segregative, disconnective, and contracting. So any idea or thoughts that's rooted in these qualities is coming from a negative place. Even if the intentions are positive, it's still covered in darkness. The challenge we face after thousands of years of personifying God with human characteristics that are limited to the human experience is that humans are tribal. We've created religions from the building blocks of culture, patriarchy, hierarchy, indoctrination passed down generationally, and then made this humanoid God the overseer of our spirituality. So every religious institution has their self-identifying God. Again, because humans are tribal creatures, we're convinced that the author or the overseer of our faith is the one and only true God. And we've drawn lines in the sand that anyone that crosses those lines have offended God. These lines we've drawn, we call them morals. What is right in the eyes of God and what is wrong in the eyes of God. Morals, right and wrongs, are value judgment we place on people who find themselves in the lines drawn or otherwise find themselves outside the margin. Remember, God doesn't place a value judgment on itself because it knows itself to be all that is. Everything in existence is God. Therefore, it doesn't judge or condemn itself. A person can simply choose or move towards the positive without invalidating the negative. A person can choose positive without condemning or judging the negative, because the negative has nowhere else to go. You can't throw it away. You can't kill it. You can't condemn it. It is part of existence. It is the makeup or the skeleton of existence itself. God doesn't devalue itself. It doesn't judge itself. It doesn't dehumanize communities of color or the LGBTQIA community or any other marginalized community pushed outside the lines drawn. We no longer live in an age of basic rudimentary ideas of God written in the parchments of our psyche, but we live in a time the multifaceted nature of God is being presented through the queer community, the trans community, and any pronoun it chooses. And it's incumbent on us to let go of the limited ideas and definitions we've placed on ourselves and expand our consciousness, raise our consciousness to meet the times we're in. Because we're all spirits, we're not limited to our skin color or our gender or our sexual preference. And as spirits, we contain within us all the aspects of God: the he, him, the she, her, the they, them, and all the multifaceted expressions of God. And to judge or invalidate any aspect of those beings is to judge and invalidate yourself, because again, we contain all of it. It's no coincidence that the LGBTQIA chose the colors of the rainbow to represent their community. God is light, and we, the many, are as individual droplets of water hitting the earth, are a reflection of that light and our unique perspective of the many diverse colors representing the one, the light of God. The more we begin to validate all the colors and perspectives of God, the closer we as a collective come to the end of the rainbow and apprehending the pot of gold we seek. The gold within ourselves, that which never tarnishes or rusts, but that which is eternal. Remember, any community wouldn't exist if it wasn't of God. So if it exists, God needs it to complete the whole. So whenever you feel unsure of yourself or unworthy, this is a reminder that your worth is not indicative of how you feel or what you believe. But the simple fact that you exist is evidence that God, or all that is, needs your perspective, needs your reflection to complete itself. Otherwise, it wouldn't be complete. God doesn't waste time on things that don't belong, because all the things that don't belong don't exist. One of the most arrogant things we can believe about ourselves is to question our worth, because all you're essentially saying is, out of everything in creation, all of existence, only I alone am a mistake. I don't belong here. Creation doesn't make mistakes. All you're doing is engaging in an argument with creation about your value, which is an argument you will never win, because you will never cease to exist, because existence is your fundamental quality. This is why it's important to be self-aware, to know thyself, to really dig down and investigate who you are, because most of us bought into someone else's ideas, someone else's beliefs, and are lugging them around as if it's who we are, but it's not. Any beliefs that is inherently yours does not weigh you down, does not cause low self-esteem. Just know this: whenever you're having a negative thought or ideas about your self-worth, filter those ideas through the fact that existence is your basic quality, to be. It will never stop, it will never end, not the unique perspective of you anyway. My name is Kofi Bamfo. Thank you for joining me. Until next time, be well.